Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing with you all how a single student can survive in Egypt on a minimalist budget by only spending $330 a month while staying here and studying. And I know that this might seem crazy or impossible for some of you, but trust me, it's far from impossible. I've done it myself, so this is how I know that it can work. It's not made for everyone. This is for a certain type of person with a certain type of ability to live below their means. And this budget is going to comprise of 5 main elements, which is going to be number 1, your living expenses, number 2, the cost for your studies, number 3, your food, number 4, your traveling, and number 5, your visas. Okay, those are the 5 essential elements that I'm going to be speaking about with regards to this budget. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so the cost of living for this minimalist budget for a single student living in Egypt, you can expect to pay around 6,000 Egyptian pounds, which is equivalent to around 125 US dollars. You can expect to spend that per month for rent. And this is on the lower end nowadays in this specific time. This is gonna be a very basic apartment, and there are even ways that you can cut this cost down. You can go and get a roommate, you can find another student, and you guys can split the rent. And real quick, I forgot to add, you guys want to add with that $120 for the rent, another $20 for the electricity every single month. I forgot to add that. So you can calculate that as 145. We'll just round up to 150, and that will be your monthly expenses for rent. And you also want to keep in mind that, like I said, this is a minimalist budget. So don't put in your mind any extravagant apartments in the most best and cleanest neighborhoods. No, you're going to be living in conditions that are probably not the greatest, not the worst, but not the greatest. And obviously this is not including the initial cost for you to even get the apartment. There's 3 months rent that you have to pay to move in any apartment here. First month's rent, you have to pay a first month's equivalent for the deposit, and then you have to pay another first month's rent for they call it a samsar fee. So basically you pay a first month's rent to the real estate agent or the person who helped you find the apartment. So this is not including any of those. You can calculate that for yourself. Number 2, your studies. I calculated this at 100 US dollars, and this is specifically for your Arabic school. Now you want to keep in mind that every school doesn't cost the same. The prices vary depending on where you go. It can be a little bit more, it can be a lot more, or it can be a little bit less. Right? But this is basically just roughly, you can get into an Arabic institute with $100 per month, which is equivalent to around 4,900 Egyptian pounds. You can get into a decent institute and study per month with $100. This is not counting Quran studies because we're on a minimalist budget. So if there's options to study for free, of course we want to take those options. And alhamdulillah, there are many places here that offer Quran hifz programs for free. You can go to a local masjid and ask a sheikh or something like that. I don't know much about the programs, but I do know that they do exist. And inshallah, in the future, in the near future, I'll be doing some videos and doing some research regarding those institutes that allow you to memorize Quran there for free. I personally go to one myself. It's called Masjid Furqan, and they have all qualified good teachers in there, and it's 100% free. But if you do want to pay for that, you can just calculate, for example, another $100 on top of the $100 for the Arabic Markaz, and you can add that. But with our specific budget here, we're just going to count $100 for an Arabic institute for you to be able to study every month while you're here. Okay, and number 3 is going to be your food, and you can expect to spend 60 Egyptian pounds per day, which is equivalent to 1,800 Egyptian pounds a month, which is equivalent to around $38 per month that you can expect to spend on food. So this is what I did personally when I had to live way below my means. I would go and eat local food. I did not buy food at big fancy restaurants. I ate the local Egyptian food, and it's very good. So basically with this $60, you will eat 2 meals a day. 2 meals a day, and you'll have 2 waters, pretty much. So basically you can just go to one of these local Egyptian restaurants that sell like traditional Egyptian food, like fool and falafel and stuff like that, and you can get these sandwiches. And personally, what I get is a sandwich with falafel, eggs, salad, and it's something called like gibna or something like that. I don't even know what it is, but it's like tomatoes and like cheese sauce or something like that. But it's very good. Inshallah, I'll show you guys on the screen right now. You should actually be able to see it right now. But yeah, one of these sandwiches costs 20 pounds, 20 Egyptian pounds. So if you eat that twice a day, that's 40 pounds a day, plus 2 waters. All you need is water. 2 waters. This is only a liter right here, but they have like 1.5 liter bottles of water for about 7 Egyptian pounds. So if you get 2 of those a day, even if you get 3 of those a day, you will still fall within this budget of $40 a day. And we're just gonna round that 37 up to 40, and inshallah you will be able to eat that. So yeah, that's what I have for the food. You can expect to pay around 37. We'll just round it up to $40 per month on food if you follow this way. And number 4, your travel expenses. I've calculated this at 50 Egyptian pounds per day. They have buses going everywhere at any given time of the day. The most expensive bus that I've taken was 10 pounds. So let's say you have to take 4 buses a day, right? 4 buses a day, 2 and from the Marquez and 2 and from your Quran class, which more than likely you probably won't have to do that. You probably will live in an area where you can walk or whatever the case is. But we're talking about being on a very minimalist budget. So you will be taking the buses. Okay, so 50 times 30 days is going to be 1,500 Egyptian pounds, which is equivalent to 31 US dollars, which we're just going to round everything up so we are on the safe side. $40 you can calculate for your expenses and you're traveling every single month. 40 US dollars and you should be in good shape, inshallah. Real quick guys, for all of you that aren't really interested in this super restricted minimalist budget, if you would like me to come up with a personalized budget estimate for you, then be sure to book a consultation with me by DMing me on Instagram. In this consultation, it will be 1 hour long in which you can give me all of your details about your situation. Maybe you are like a family of 5 and you all want to study and you want to kind of be able to gauge how much you can expect to spend and how much would be required of you to be able to live here. So if you want that personalized budget for yourselves, then you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at authentically_AB and DM me for the details about booking a consultation. I'll see you there. Let's get right back into the video. Okay, last but not least, number 5 is going to be your visas. And I want you guys to keep in mind that this is actually not even a monthly expense. So this is not actually included in what you're going to spend every single month. But we have to include it because your visas are essential and they're a requirement. When you come in, you get a 30-day visa, a 30-day entry visa for 25 US dollars. After that 30 days, you have to go to Abbasiyah, you have to go to apply for a visa extension. And each time you go there to apply for a visa extension, you're going to pay around $65. You probably won't pay the whole thing, but this is what they require you to have. You're going to have to go there 3 times for 1 year. If you plan on staying for 1 year, you can expect to visit this place to get a visa extension 3 times. The first time that you get a visa extension, more than likely they'll give you 6 months. So you'll have been here for 7 months by the time that that's up. After that 6 months, you have to apply again. And most of the time, they only give you another 3 months after that. So you'll be at 10 months and then you have to go there again and apply to get another 3 months. And then inshallah, your year will be over and you can either decide to travel back home or stay and renew or whatever the case is. And honestly, this visa process is very tedious, it's very annoying, especially if you've never done it before. Like, it's it's very like draining. I'm not gonna lie. Don't forget, guys, I actually offer these services. If you're a person that's new here in Egypt and you want help doing your visa extensions, you don't have anybody to help you, I offer these services. You can check the description of this video. Okay, guys, so your total that you can expect to spend while you're here in Egypt on this very minimalist budget for one single student, guys, don't forget, this is not for everyone. This is for those of you who just want to go. We're just gonna recap everything. Your living expenses, $150 a month. Plus your schooling, $100 a month. Your food, $40 a month. And your travels, $40 a month. Plus your visas, we said it's gonna be $65 each time. That times 3 is $220. So if we just add up the first 4, then your budget per month would be $330. 150 plus 100 plus 40 plus 40 is $330. So $330, there is you guys' budget that I promised you that I would give you. And don't forget to calculate the $220 that you guys have to have for visas. It's $330 if you calculate it for 12 months. That should end you up at $3,960 per year, okay, to survive in Egypt. Like I said before, this is not including initial expenses. These are just the basic things that I mentioned here in this video. So what I would tell you guys is to be on the safe side and to calculate your expenses for being in Egypt. Just round it up and go to like $5,000 for your minimalist budget. $5,000 for a year. You can stay here for 1 year and you can study and you can have your expenses paid for based off of this minimalist budget that I created for you guys. So that's it for this video. I hope that you guys got some type of value from it. If you did, like it, share it, subscribe, and inshallah, I'll see you on the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.